Now, I don't know why this character reminds me of Thanksgiving, but it does. Maybe it's the food, the cooking, maybe the message, the I gotta believe, that part. The you can be grateful and friends. They're like lots of friends in this game. Maybe that helps. Maybe that's why I think of this as Thanksgiving. But I like to introduce you to PaRappa the Rapper. I mean, he might look like a simple flat little dog in a beanie, but don't let that paper thin design fool you. Behind the I gotta believe catchphrase lies one of the most emotionally relatable, psychologically vulnerable, and surprisingly deep protagonists of the PlayStation era. This character, whose journey is about self esteem, identity, and learning to grow through music, friendship, and rhythm based life lessons. Today, we're breaking down the psychology, getting into the mind of PaRappa the Rapper, a hero powered not by strength or magic, but by belief in himself. Now, what shaped PaRappa the Rapper growing up? PaRappa comes from a world built on a childlike imagination, colorful, musical, expressive, and filled with creative personalities. This environment shaped him in several important ways. One, a world built on expression. In PaRappa's world, music is communication. People don't argue, they rap battle. Growing up in this environment teaches him express your feelings, be creative, be loud when it's time. Confidence comes from trying. This gives him a foundation of emotional openness and artistic energy. Two, a supportive social circle. Friends like Sunny Funny, PJ Berry, and Catty Cat create a safe, emotional space where PaRappa can grow. This environment gives him loyalty, sensitivity, empathy, and emotional dependence on social validation. He wants to be accepted, especially by Sunny. Three, a feeling of being the underdog. PaRappa is small, shy, and insecure. His world is supportive, but very competitive. Characters like Joe Chin constantly overshadow him. This pushes him towards self improvement, performance based confidence, a desire to prove himself, internalized anxiety about being enough. His environment sets him up as a dreamer who struggles with insecurity. So, I mean, everybody in this world can sing, can rap, has some sort of talent. So it's really kind of hard to stand out and be like, I'm really good. Everyone's competing to be really good, and everyone is kind of actually pretty good. So I can see where the anxiety can come from, being PaRappa the Rapper. But you gotta believe. PaRappa's adventures reflect real life teen struggles exaggerated into musical challenges. Like learning courage from Karate Master, passing a driving test, getting a job, impressing his crush, handling jealousy, managing self doubt. He doesn't fight monsters, he fights life, one rap battle at a time. Each stage is a metaphor for emotional growth. Chop Chop Master Onion teaches confidence. Instructor Mussolini teaches responsibility. Cheap Cheap teaches control and focus. Prince Flea Swallow teaches resourcefulness. The final rap battle teaches self-belief. PaRappa isn't your typical hero's journey. It's a self-esteem journey, if you will. Something that a lot of us could relate to and need to in this crazy times. Now, what made PaRappa who he is? PaRappa is emotionally complex despite his simple appearance. Here's how he breaks down psychologically. High agreeableness. He wants everyone to be happy. He avoids conflict and stays polite. Neuroticism, medium to high. He struggles with self doubt, He has performance anxiety and he's fear of rejection, emotional overreactions as well. Like if you make a mistake or one simple thing, he's just like, oh my God, the game's over. But you know what I mean? But you want to strive for that. Perfect. That's probably why I became such a maybe these games are making people become perfectionists, and that could be troublesome in people's lives. This is why. This is why his mantra, "I gotta believe," matters so much. Is his eternal coping mechanism. He is higher. He's also higher openness. He's artistic, creative, and willing to learn almost anything, from kung fu to cooking to driving. He's low on the conscientious scale. He improvises instead of planning, panics easily, and makes impulsive choices. Extroversion. I would say he's medium. He enjoys performing, but only after pushing past fear. He's both shy and expressive, depending on his confidence level. Let's talk about his emotions, shall we? What he shows and why. PaRappa's emotional palette is sincere, exaggerated, and very human. He lights up when he performs well or when Sunny acknowledges him. His joy comes from validation and connection. But there's also sadness in his heart. He gets discouraged easily, especially when overshadowed or embarrassed. This stems from low self esteem, frustration. He gets frustrated when he feels powerless or ignored, which motivates him to prove himself. And the classic puppy love. His crush on Sunny drives much of his character's arc. Innocent, emotional, and intense. Anxiety. Performance pressure and fear of rejection hit him hard. His insecurity is one of his core traits. Determination. When PaRappa truly believes, he snaps into a confident flow state. This is when he becomes unstoppable. His emotional journey is the backbone of his development. What is his color? There's 4 different colors: green, yellow, blue, and red. And we all got a little bit of both, 3, or just one. That's rare though to have just one. Normally people have 2 or 3. I have 2 or 3. But PaRappa, he has at least 3, I would say. And but his main core one, I would say, is yellow. And what is yellow? Yellow people personalities are expressive, imaginative, social, emotional, energetic, creative, optimistic. This fits PaRappa perfectly. His creativity, musical expression, emotional honesty, enthusiasm, and need for encouragement are all pure yellow traits. Even "I gotta believe" is a classic yellow optimism. You know who does that? Naruto. He's also a yellow guy. Believe it. Green. He has a little bit of PaRappa has a little bit of green in him. The green is the supporter. You know, green types are more calm, gentle, loyal, conflict avoidant. They don't like getting into anything with anybody. And sensitive. PaRappa is soft-hearted. He wants harmony, avoids confrontation, and cares deeply about others' feelings. This is green foundation. But he also has a tiny little bit of blue. The blue is the warrior. Not the warrior, but worrier. And the analyzer. Blue people are cautious, self-critical, anxious, worried about mistakes. PaRappa dips into blue during moments of like performance anxiety, overthinking, insecurity, fear of rejection. That's where his blue comes in. Red, he doesn't really have any. Red is a strong color, the dominant one. You know, you will be red people are assertive, commanding, aggressive, decisive. And PaRappa doesn't really show any of these traits because he likes to avoid conflict. He doesn't want to dominate others and prefers support over control. PaRappa is a classic yellow-green personality with a little bit of blue insecurities just sprinkled in there. A creative optimist with a sensitive heart. He is like what we like to call an anxious artist. the everyman artist, if you will. Insecure, hopeful, talented, anxious, expressive, emotionally driven. He isn't a fighter or a chosen hero. He's a small, nervous kid trying to grow into someone he can be proud of. And that makes him one of the most relatable characters I have ever come across. PaRappa the Rapper might look simple on the surface, but emotionally and psychologically, he's all there. He teaches us something powerful. You don't need strength, superpowers, or confidence to succeed. You just got to believe. Now, thank you for tuning in. I hope everyone is having a yummy Thanksgiving dinner and a happy Thanksgiving to y'all if you celebrate it. If not, I hope you have a blessed day and many grateful things for you to come. And be grateful for the things that we have. Over and out.